Hi everyone, happy Friday. So we are doing some more flip throughs of some new books that are new to me. I don't know if these are technically new releases, but it's going to be a digital flip through because all the books I purchased were from Coloring Book Cafe's digital websites. So I I like printing out the thumbnails from these, and I use those like when I'm just showing you guys my collection and stuff. But when I show the full flip throughs, I realized I like doing it this way better because you get to see the pictures a lot easier this way, and then of course get to see the whole book. So I have 5 of these for you. There was a deal as a so I looked into my coloring book cafe membership a little more last week after a few comments gave me some tips. I looked into it, and basically what they do is they do provide a couple different new books for download. I don't know if it's monthly or quarterly, um, for free, which is where I got this Butterflies and Flowers and the Country Homes from. And then the ones that are volumes, like volume 42, volume 43, and so on, those are the ones that are kind of the partial ones that really just have like 10 images from the books. So you do get free full downloads of some books, but like where they say you have access to over 100 coloring books, that's not necessarily the case. It's more like you get a 10-page sampling from all the different versions that you get access to. Like each week you get access to a certain number of downloads, and a lot of those, while some of them are the good ones, like are the newer ones that we're familiar with, like Animal Town, and that's one eventually I'll probably get the entire book. But Animal Town, like French Countryside, some of their newer stuff, a lot of that's their older books too. So it's still a pretty good deal. I wouldn't have I have a second year of membership on it, and I will probably cancel it after the second year. The one other good thing about it is you do get good deals on their digital books. They made the Canadian Wildlife Digital available, and I was able to get that and Forest Dreams for $9.99, which is a pretty good deal for 2 different books. So you do get special discounts and stuff from their digital store when you're a member too. So if you are somebody who does buy a lot of Coloring Cafe books, it might be worth it. It's just one of those things you've got to look at it for yourself. I wouldn't say it's an instant, oh yes, definitely, but it just, like I said, it really depends on how many Coloring Book Cafe books you get. And they have been putting out some really good stuff recently, and Morgana Sky stuff is included in it. So, all right. So, these first 2 are the ones that I got as part of membership, but I am assuming are available through their digital um, site. I don't, and this is the thing that's confusing too. I'll say this and then I'll get started. I'm sorry. Some of their digital books that they make available to their members, like then they don't put on their site as purchasable by everyone, which I think is kind of weird. You can still get the paper version of it, but like I don't know. I don't know if their whole collection is available digital or not. Like it's very confusing. I wish there was a little more clarity around that. So basically, if I can find a digital version to link to for this, I will. If for some reason I can't find the digital version and there's a paper version, I will link to that instead. So, all right, Butterflies and Flowers is the first one, and this is a this year release. And this is actually from Coloring Book Cafe. So I feel like it's pretty standard here. The name of the book really fits well with the with the book itself. So I wish you could get like the names of the butterflies and the flowers. I kind of wish. I really like books that have like butterflies and flowers and certain types of animals, and they actually list them out. It makes it so much easier when you're trying to search if you want to use the color specific to that. And that little mouse is so cute. If you want to use color specific to that type of flower, but you just don't know which flower it is, it can be a little difficult to see, look for it online unless you have the actual name. Now, some of these, are pretty straightforward, like tulips. Those could either be marigolds or mums. So, I mean, some of them are pretty straightforward. And of course, here you've got grapes instead of flowers, so. And that looks like a moth more than a butterfly, but that's okay. There was a huge moth like that on my window a few years back. I got a picture of it. The color of it was just incredible. I had never seen one that big before. I'm not I'm not a big bug and insect fan, but obviously butterflies are fine by me. And we even got a little squirrel here too. It's just, if you're somebody like me who gets really nerve-wracked, when it gets really nerve-wracked when something lands on your skin and crawls on your skin, like sometimes you're swatting so fast you don't realize what you're swatting. Not that I'm outside enough to have any butterflies land on me. And it's a shame we are, losing, especially the monarch butterfly and stuff is considered endangered now. Like the numbers were, when I saw the difference, it was like from 10,000 to 2,000 or something like that. Like it's just an astounding drop. And we're losing a lot of areas that are, I guess, butterfly friendly in terms of food and homes and things like that. I think next year I would like to get a little square plot along the side of the house and just kind of throw some wildflowers and stuff in it and make it a butterfly friendly, like a little butterfly and bee friendly garden. And see, some cities won't let you even do that. Like if you're part of an HOA, like sometimes they don't even let you do wild growth like that, like just letting it go on its own, because of course it's going to have some weeds and stuff in it and it's going to get tall. And like some places like HOAs and stuff won't even let you do that. I heard of a recent story of a woman up north who had a butterfly garden like that, and I don't know if it was the city or the HOA like kept they showed up while she was out and just mowed it down. I have to see if I can find that story. It was horrific. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh, because really, I hope she sues the heck out of them, because I've been on a city council, and trust and believe, you are required to give some sort of legal notice. It varies by state, I'm sure, but I mean, even here in Tennessee, where a lot, the attitude is mostly my property, my business, you have to go through multiple levels of notification before you do anything on a person's property. I don't know why he looks so sad with the butterflies. I mean, come to think of it, I've only seen a couple this year, really. I mean, granted, I'm not outside much because I am like vampire, part vampire, and the sun might melt me. But it's a real shame. So anyway, on that subject, it is a beautiful book, though. If I would like to get more into coloring butterflies and looking up the different types. So. Well, I didn't mean to make it depressing while I was flipping through that book. Sorry. Sometimes the knowledge I have can be used for good, and it can be used for bad. So, all right. So, Country Homes. This was published last year. Sorry, I had to get some coffee. Again, I'm typically not big on houses and buildings. However, this was a free book available to me, and sometimes I get in the mood for it. And there's a cat. Anytime there are cats, I'm excited. Oh my gosh, that is not good for that chimney. I can tell you right now that giant stork nest being built up there, that is not healthy long term for the people in the house nor the storks. Like the little chickens in the garden. Aw, cute little foxes. Fox. Foxes. Now, sign me up for something like this, just out in the woods. Of course, it has to have a big screen porch for me and the cats, where like I can see chipmunks and foxes and all kinds of animals. I That's where I'd love to. Well, I say that. I used to want to live away from society, but it's just so far to drive to everything now. Like to get groceries that aren't, small town expensive groceries, to go to doctor's appointments and stuff. It's like a 40-minute drive from where I live right now. And as I get older, I just lose the patience for that. A lot of it can be achieved by delivery. However, where I live, a lot of places don't deliver groceries, and we definitely don't have DoorDash up here or anything like that, which is probably good for my waistline, but it would still be a nice to have. That looks fun. Sorry if you can hear that in the background. I don't know what my neighbor's doing. I never know what they're doing. I would like to, like I said, kind of like with butterflies, I'd like to try to color more buildings and houses. I just struggle with, I guess, color schemes because the types of colors I tend to go with, most houses are tend to be more like neutral colors, and so sometimes I lock up a lot. If it's not a fantasy type picture, I lock up a lot on what to actually color them. Oh, the little bunnies. I like the little animals in some of them too. See, this isn't just the owner's animals. They own the house. Like this is the goat's house. I think that's a goat or ram. I don't know. Anyway, it's his house. Oh yeah, they're doing work on the house across the street. They're putting up. I've been working on this house all summer. I'm assuming. Yeah. The neighbors have had like an extra strip of land that they've put a double wide on, which is, I guess, a mobile home, and it's really nice looking one. My parents lived in one for 20 years. It's, I'm not I'm not dissing it by any means. It's really pretty looking actually. It's they have some really nice ones these days. It's just from my parents' experience, the materials in them just are generally cheap and don't last very long. You go to replace stuff a lot quicker than you do in other places. But I'm assuming families moving into that because the couple that lives there is older, and they're getting to the point where they need like a golf cart to get around. And so I was assuming family was moving in to kind of help, but I don't know. Maybe they'll do all this work and slap a for rent sign on it too. Lord knows the rent market right now is crazy too, so they might be trying to earn a little money too, so who knows. All right, forest animals coloring book. Cute woodland animals. Of course, we have this cute little squirrel in the burb. Do hedgehogs eat snails? I think they're just like vegetarians and they eat like grass and berries and stuff, right? I mean, they wouldn't like eat the snail, would they? It seems like some strange combos, though. I don't know if a bear and an owl typically would be having, a lot of conversation on a normal basis, but maybe they do. Maybe that's just something we haven't caught in the wild, that they all have secret meetings. I have so many Foxy February potential pictures now. I've been seeing so many foxes lately, and that's a good thing, as it should be. They got tired of flying. They wanted a ride. They called a Uber deer here. Very cute. Oh yes, cute animals. Cute animals doing people things. Just sign me right up. I love them, like I said, the multiple animal combos. Like maybe in the wild they all secretly communicate. Hi, Scamper. I just gave you breakfast, dear. Can you hear? I don't know if she can pick up the purring or not. Lots of squirrels. That's what I like to see. Some ladybugs and snails. That's okay too. Ooh, we're having a big forest animal meeting here. That's the one thing I do like about my area is I don't see too many chipmunks or anything like that, which is probably good because if chipmunks get under your house, like that can draw in snakes and stuff, and that's generally not good. So I don't see a lot of snakes either, so that's a bonus. But I spoil the squirrels with really good food in the back, and the birds get plenty of food, and occasionally we've got a deer, at least one deer that has figured out that I'm leaving out some good stuff, and he comes and cleans it all. He's very considerate and comes and cleans up what's left. I don't know, what is that? I was thinking a raccoon, but with the rounded ears, I don't know. Huh. But shoot, what was I gonna say? Yeah, he comes out and cleans out all that's left every night. So very considerate. The oddest looking bird you've ever seen, with his head buried in the bird feeder. Canadian wildlife, 100 amazing animals. So I have the 100, the North American wildlife. So ooh, I wonder if that is in this one. I should look. If y'all will give me a minute. If you will be so kind. I may. See, this is one of the problems is when they roll some of their other books into their other books, then you run the chance of getting duplicates. So number 18 is an elk. Let me look here. Wait a minute. That's not an elk. It said 18, alright? I'm not crazy. Yeah, it says 18 elk. Alright, so I don't know. These might be different because they've got a polar bear on the North America Wildlife too, but it's a completely different type of picture. So, same with the moose. Okay, okay. So this looks like it is a different book. Obviously there's similarities in the animals, but the art is different from the North America Wildlife. So, just as a heads up, in case you have that one, that's what I'm seeing. So this one does give you the list of all the animals, which I think is cool. So yeah, we got the polar bear and the moose, whatever that is. Sorry, now I'm curious. A beaver. Okay, it's a real fluffy looking beaver. Well, I guess up further up north they probably would be fluffier if it's colder. So I guess I could have been able to tell that from the tipped over trees in the background. He looks like he's about to give a speech, like this is his podium and this is the yearly bear summit or something. We need to talk about the current lack of honey. Honey futures. The honey stock market hasn't been looking too good lately. Sid has been hacking a lot the last few days, and I think it's hairball related. But of course, now I can't find where I put the cat lax. It doesn't sound dry. Like, it doesn't sound like she's sick. It just sounds like she's got hairball issues. I like this art style. I wish they would label which artists they have. I mean, obviously they show Morgana Sky's stuff, but I wish they would show what other artists there are because it would be a lot easier to make a decision on the book. You know, if I knew right off the bat that I had a particular artist I liked and knew that they did this book. This is a really cute picture. That is a fancy looking horse. Now he looks like he's about to bite. That's not good. These animals look a little fluffier than some of the other art I've seen, which I'm okay with. I think that's cool. One of these days, I really want to work on animal fur and like detailed animal fur using like pastel pencils and stuff. And I keep saying I'm going to do it, and the way things are looking this year, I just don't know. But these would all be great options for doing that. Oh my gosh, look at those. What is that thing? I'll have to go look later because I'm not going to keep going up and down on that. But look at those. It's like practically hands and feet on that thing. That's number 27. Oof. That's a face only a mother could love. These these animals all look like they were washed and blown dry for the perfect photo. That one looks really concerned about where he's gonna land. That's weird. Yeah, they're doing something over there. Being the nosy neighbor. Need to be out there with my vacuum cleaner in the front yard, like acting like I'm busy doing something. Y'all seen that meme? trying to act like you're not listening, eavesdropping on your neighbor. A guy out in the yard with the vacuum cleaner. We got some birds in here. Ooh, some ugly birds. So this was a 100 image book on top of getting four streams with this. I like I said, you do. I mean, you do get some good deals if you like, especially if you like digital versions of books from Coloring Book Cafe. You do get some good deals. Wow, lots of verbs. Like a little dog gets confused and turns his head looking at you. He's either very angry or he's very happy. It's kind of hard to tell there. You know, it was, I think, what, till this year or last year when I happened to talk about them in one of Lulu Mayo's books that I didn't realize like narwhals were actual animals. I really still thought they were like fantasy creatures. I didn't realize they were real. See, you can be 41 and still learn new things. Bet he's a lot of fun at dance parties. Probably a big show off. People be like, well, he's gonna win, so why should I even try to compete? Oh, feel bad for those fishies. Ooh, angry looking stingray. I don't want to get too close to him. Look at the teeth on that thing. Oh my gosh. He needs a fish dentist. Stat. That one again looks very unsure of what's underneath him. Now we're getting to some of the insects. Ugh, no thank you. Well, I'll sit here for a minute so y'all can see them. I'm good. I've seen enough, but yes, if you're calling it wildlife, you gotta show all the wildlife. Ooh, flying squirrel. My God, that looks like nightmare fuel. Very fuzzy bee. Cute little mouse. Fluffed up squirrel. My goodness. Again with the angry face. I love it. It's like a mood. Ugh. Yikes, no. Ah, that's alright. Alright, there we go. That's Canadian Wildlife is 100 images. And with that, I was able to get 4 streams, which was on my list, like my wish list. It has some really neat pictures in it, and so I was glad at the opportunity to snap it up. This is probably, I think, out of all of them. Well, I don't know, that Canadian Wildlife might be a newer release too. Might be one of the newest releases they've had recently. So very fantasy type of pictures. Well, sort of fantasy. A lot of pretty little bottles and decorative things out in the forest. You know, even the spider feels like he's got to jazz up his web a little. Okay, so that spider's not the worst one in the world. I'm probably okay with it, I suppose. That's a real pretty picture with the flower kind of growing out of the lantern. I like that idea. He's dancing on the branch. I like this picture a lot with the mice. And this one's pretty too. Getting a little bit of a Hannah Carlson vibe from some of these pictures, so if you're a fan of hers, you might like this book. Just a similar vibe. The art's not super similar, but just the overall, like I said, vibe of the book with the crystals and the flowers and stuff kind of makes me think of her work. I like that owl. And these, I feel like I could go a little fantasy if I wanted to, just because they've got a slightly fantasy feel to them. I really like this last picture here with the little flowers in his mouth. It's very cute. All right, so that concludes our flip throughs for today. I can tell you the book buying's obviously going to slow down as of the 1st anyway. Just like I said, I need to take a bit of a pause in September. I'm probably going to try to focus more on supplies, and then just if I know of a few books people are working on. I don't know if they'll be ready in September. Of course, fall and Halloween books right now. That is my problem. But my goal is to not purchase as many books in September, but I'm telling you that would kind of be my goal anyway, because I don't think I've had a month where I've done so many book flip throughs. Like, this has got to be the biggest month of coloring book purchases I've probably ever had. And it's getting to the point where it's getting kind of, I wouldn't say boring, but it's just kind of like, I want to be doing some other videos. Because it seems like it's all I'm doing is flip throughs. But I want to try to get all the flip throughs done before I do Sunday's book haul, so that if you guys want to see a full flip through of any of those, then they're up on the channel. So that's one of the reasons I've been pushing this so hard. Plus with the coloring book collection as well. So Saturday will be my next part of the coloring book collection. I've already lost count. I will be briefly showing these coloring book cafe books and the new Crayola book I picked up this week, some Crayola coloring pages that I missed last week. And then we're going to be doing my Coloring Heaven collection, which will be short one because I'm probably going to buy that Japan collection now. I was kind of hemming and hawing about it, and now I kind of want it. So I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, we'll do my Coloring Heaven collection with that. And then, yeah, I think that'll be a good video. The next week will probably be all Dover and Creative Haven. And then Sunday will be the supply and book haul. I have the Brut Funner pastel pencils with a case. I have some new little swatches maybe to kind of show you a little bit, but really and truly that's it, and it's all going to be books. So just to give you a heads up. And Monday, I was going to show you a demo with the Castle Art gold pencils in the Rita Berman book, but I lost the footage for the background, so I don't know. I might show y'all a little bit of it. Just, we'll see. We'll see what I'm in the mood for. Tuesday will be 4 more flip throughs of books that are coming. I pretty much made my last my last set of purchases. The new Rita Berman book should come sometime next week, so whatever day that falls on, I will do a flip through new release of that one. And then I'll try to do, I'd like to do a watercolor one or something Wednesday and Thursday, and then Fridays completed pages, and Saturday might be a coloring book collection. Sunday is going to be the kickoff for the next coloring tags. Like, there's probably going to be quite a few videos over the next week too. So I did, however, find out at the end of September I may have to travel to my for training for my new job. So the last week of September I'm gonna have to either pre-record some videos, or we may have to go video free that week because I will be cross country. So that will be fun. I wasn't expecting that so quickly, so but I do have a month to prepare, so that should be fun. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will be back tomorrow with my coloring book collection, the next part. So thanks, and bye for now.